Hey everybody, and good Tuesday evening to you. It is the Weather for Weather Geeks edition for June the 23rd, 2020. It's been an unsettled day as expected, but thankfully we dodged severe weather today. Severe weather really never materialized despite us being in a marginal risk as of early this morning. But what we did have today, some more beneficial rain. Let's take a look at the numbers at the Youngstown Warren Airport for the month so far. Now, over the last 3 days, we've seen over an inch and a quarter worth of rain at the airport, putting us over 2 inches for the month. We're still below average, but doing better than some of the bigger deficits we had late last week. Now, this is still quite a bit drier than last June, which of course was very, very soggy across the region. As far as variability, as you would expect in the warm weather season, there's been some variability. Let's look at some 48-hour totals here. In the heart of Mahoning County around Boardman, Canfield, inch and a half, inch and three quarters, pretty common. Down towards the Ohio River, down towards East Liverpool, Wellsville, 1.1, just as a radar estimate. And then you get into some lighter amounts up towards Southington, Mesopotamia, under an inch in some places. Southeastern Mercer, a place like Grove City, has not seen as much rain over the last couple of days. But all of this has been fairly beneficial. It's gotten a little bit dry as of late. Radar loop over the last 12 hours shows the waves of showers. There was some thunder and lightning, especially up towards the lakeshore, but most of that stayed off to our north today. Now, as of this recording at 7:07 this evening, we had one more band of showers pushing through, but that'll be the last hurrah. This is our cold front that's pushing through right about now, as of a little after 7 o'clock. And dew points are already starting to fall some, but the more pronounced dew point drops are still off to the west, down in the mid-50s now in Detroit. Dew point a very comfortable 50 along the lakeshore in Chicago. All right, now that we have a quieter weather evening unfolding, I did want to talk about Lightning Safety Awareness Week nationally. That is this week. Of course, it's that time of the year that lightning is pretty common. Lightning is always dangerous, and we always want you to take it seriously. When we look at the list of weather fatalities in the U.S. a couple of years ago, back in 2018, lightning is not at the top of the list. It's actually heat. That may be somewhat surprising, but heat kills more people in the U.S. than a lot of our other weather phenomena. Number two also might be a little bit surprising, flooding. Down the list is lightning at 20 deaths in 2018. A 10-year average is about 27 deaths nationally. Again, heat and flooding, the top two as far as a 10-year average goes, and the 30-year average. Lightning a little bit higher on the 30-year average. There's been fewer lightning deaths as of late, and I attribute that some to luck and some of it to the public being a little better educated about lightning safety. And weeks like this, in which we raise awareness of the dangers of lightning and how to prevent being struck by lightning, I think are helping out some of those fatality numbers. When it comes to activities, you've probably seen me show this graphic a few times now. When it comes to activities in which the most people are struck by lightning, a lot of it has to do with the water, whether it be on a lake fishing, at the beach, boating, and things that are related to leisure time. And you know how it is when you're out at the lake and you're having a good time. Maybe you're doing some sunbathing, maybe you're fishing. You don't want to interrupt that because of weather, and some people just don't get off those bodies of water fast enough, and it sometimes really can catch you off guard how far lightning can travel away from a parent thunderstorm. Sometimes from 10 miles away from a parent thunderstorm, you get a lightning strike. And so that's unfortunately how a lot of people are struck by lightning. Some of the other activities, camping, more recreational activities, boating, things like that. And then you have some not so recreational activities such as yard work and roofing and construction. But of course it all involves being outdoors, and also not all that surprising, the majority of lightning victims are males because there are more men working in some of these professions such as construction and leisure activities such as golfing. There tends to be more men than women golfing, and motorcycles, ATVs, tend to be kind of male-dominated activities. All right, let's take a look at the next few days' worth of weather. This cold front rolls through in a much more comfortable day coming our way tomorrow. Dew points will be lower, and I think we're going to see a decent amount of sunshine for our Wednesday. Now, that being said, there's still going to be a little disturbance that pivots through and may bring us a quick 5 or 10 minute shower in some spots in the afternoon, but I wouldn't cancel outdoor plans because of that. Probably a better chance of seeing a spotty shower or storm on Thursday with a more pronounced disturbance pushing through. Now, this isn't quite a cold front, but it's enough of a pronounced disturbance that we do draw it on a weather map sometimes. That dashed black line, that's a trough of low pressure. Again, not quite a cold front, but kind of a little disturbance that may kick up some showers, even some thunder Thursday afternoon. Then actually, I think we're going to squeeze in a warmer but beautiful day Friday. The dew points are still not much of a story on Friday. And then the humidity will return over the weekend. In fact, I'll show you that graphically. Next few days, dew points, give that the chef's kiss. That is going to feel really nice. Dehumidifiers won't be working quite as hard over the next few days. But the higher dew point air comes in this weekend along with some elevated chances of showers and thunderstorms. Now, at this point, I don't think the weekend is a washout, but a scattering of showers and storms seems pretty likely this weekend, especially Saturday. I have the higher rain chances on Saturday at this point, but they're still elevated on Sunday. Temperatures making their way into the 80s this weekend. Once they reach the 80s, I think we're going to string together several consecutive days with highs in the 80s, taking us through all of next week into the run-up to the 4th of July, which is coming up next weekend. It looks like a pretty hot stretch. All right, mentioned this on social earlier in case you missed it. You may have seen this some in the news. Now, overall, dust blowing off of the Saharan desert in Africa is nothing unusual. It happens often as we get especially into the northern hemisphere summer season. But the plumes that are coming off right now and will come off over the coming days are particularly large and will travel a particularly far distance. So as we go towards this weekend, some of this dust will initially impact the southern states, but I think some of this may work all the way into the Ohio Valley and into parts of the Great Lakes. This is not dangerous. This is way above our heads. You're not going to be breathing in this stuff. It's nothing to worry about. Might make for some vivid sunsets and sunrises this weekend. The presence of this high altitude dust that, believe it or not, originated in Africa. Again, nothing all that unusual except for the scope of this one. This is a pretty big event. I'll keep you updated on that as we get closer to the weekend, along with all the weather you need to keep track of as we head towards the final weekend of June. In the meantime, thank you for watching Tuesday evening's weather for Weather Geeks, and enjoy the rest of your evening.